Hello, friends and followers. This will be a long and tedious video, most likely, on the famous Drake pair. The famous Drake pair from the 60s is an R4A receiver. This could also be an R4B, or it could just be an R4, or it could be an R4C. However, the R4A, the R4, and the R4B are pretty much birds of a feather. The R4C is a whole different animal in its own, a whole redesign, and it might deserve a separate video on it, of which I might have from the past. However, my favorite is probably the R4A, R4, and the R4B, because those have filter functions here all built in, and I just feel it's a friendlier receiver to work with. In any case, these are meant to be slaved together. You can slave it with a T4X or a T4XB or a T4XC. Of the whole bunch, the T4XC is the most advanced transmitter Drake made before they dropped the T4XC or the T4X line. It's more advanced because I would say the insides of it were more thoughtfully done, and probably the insides were updated because they were competing with Yaesu, with the FT200, and with the Tempo 1, which had probably a better layout inside and was simpler. At any rate, this thing has fiberglass circuit boards in it, and they made improvements to how this power output works by pushing the plate tune down, and it's just a cleaner design. However, it has the PTO of the R4C, which is 2 concentric dials. This one works pretty good, but some of these can be worn out and fairly loose and haphazard due to the nylon gears they use in them. This one's pretty good. Anyway, the purpose of this video is not to go into a real historical diatribe. The purpose is to show these two working together. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to really transmit on SSB. I'm just going to show how to tune these guys or gals or whatever they are, and I'm going to start these on 80 meters. So to start the whole thing off, I'll put some light on these. There we go. And get the color of the light to be a nice color. There we go. So the way I'll start this off is you want to make sure they're all at 80 meters. So here I'll go to 80 meters here. On the receiver, 80 meters and 80 meters. Take the load down to nothing. And plate in the middle, and we'll go that route. We'll take the antenna tuner to 80 meters, and to get the antenna tuner close, you can turn the receiver on and then make sure the receiver's peaked. Now peak the antenna tuner for some static, and you can watch the meter. That gets it closer to where it's resonant or tuning, and go that route. So to start this process going then, you can either select the receiver or the transmitter. You can get the transmitter closer by using the receiver as a target and tweaking it here for best static. Gets the transmitter resonant. All right, and now we'll start doing some transmitting. So here, you want to go on to the transmitter. The transmitter will light up when it's selected. When it's not, it will not light up. So now we're transmitting with the transmitter's PTO, and we're going to go to the tune mode here and start tuning. Here you'll want to note the gain control. The gain, keep it down, and then you want to go up. So the first note of when you tune these things, this little notch here on the R4C, little notch on top, is your bias notch. You want to have, when the thing is not doing any kind of transmitting of the signal, you still want to see some bias on the finals with the plate current on that notch. So we'll show you how that works. We're down to no gain here. We'll go to tune position, and it should sit there and idle at that notch. That way you know your finals are going to be linear for SSB. All right, so now we're going to go give it some gain here, and you should see this thing spike up. If not, you can tweak it a bit, and you'll see, yes, it'll respond to a tweak here. Give it some more gain here, and There it goes. Turn that down a bit. Now we're going to dip for a plate here. It's fairly dipped in the middle, and we're going to look at our, don't keep it on too long. And now we're going to look at our antenna match system and go to set mode, which we are in set mode now, and get this thing set for a baseline to make the SWR low. My antenna is not good on 80 meters at all, so no great expectations here. We go back to tune mode, and that thing is pinning, so we're going to take the gain down, tune mode, and turn this gain until we get to set point here. That's it. Our plate's low, so no worries. Go to read mode here and tweak out the SWR on 80 meters here. Just try and tweak it out. That's probably as good as I'm gonna get. Down to a 1.5, which is, okay, there's a 1.3, which is good. 1.5 is not good. 1.3 is barely acceptable. All right, so that's it. Go out of tune mode here. And now we can hit this thing with some power. So 200 watt scale. And give it some power here. Go back to tune and see what you got. So that's showing about 120 watts. And that's pretty darn good, I guess. 120 watts on 80 is not bad. You could tweak the plate a bit here for some more power or not. That's fine. I'm not going to push it. A little more load maybe, but I got some high plate current here, so turn it off and be done with it. So that's tuning on 80 meters. Of course, for 40, we're going to go and just click all the knobs one notch. So 40, we go up one notch, go back to set mode here. 40, we go one notch to 7 megahertz. Take our pre-selector to 40 here and take the transmitter to 40. Take the transmitter pre-select to 40, and that's about it. The receiver doesn't really have to follow us in this mode, but I guess to use it, that's how it will be done. Take our load, leave a load where it is. Now we could listen to the receiver here. We're on receiver mode here and see what's going on. This receiver has issues on 40. The band selector is a little dirty. Let's see what's going on. Oh, it's working. And then you can take down the bandwidth. It's a nice receiver. There's some AM guys. This thing has really good AM reception.
Also this summer, I'm going back east to the East Coast and picking up my first homebrew transmitter that I built in like 1992.
All right, so that's that.
5500 modulated by a PAIR R4A.
Let's tune about here. 275. There we go. Nobody home. All right, so I'm pretty much in 40 meter mode. We can make the transmitter close on 40 just by going to transmitter mode here. Peeking that out, and it's pretty close now for transmitting, at least with the pre-selector. Okay, so we got 40 meters here. We're gonna be on set mode here, 40 meters. Let's fire it up on tune here. The gain's probably fine. First we peak our grid here. Transmitter is enabled, yes. Peak our grid, back this off. Let's peak the grid some more. It's good. Let's dip the plate. A little bit of plate dip there. Now we'll take our gain down here to get our set point set. Let's do a read now and tweak out the SWR. It's all tweaked out there. Now we'll go to the 200 watt scale, and on 40 we can pump this thing up a little bit. We're not taking much current, and we're taking about 10 watts there, no big deal. Now we're gonna punch it up a little bit, punch it up, and dip it a bit more. Some load, a little more load. Okay, that's about 100 watts there on 40. 110 watts, that's enough. 120 watts, okay. So that's how to tune 40. It's pretty easy on this rig. So that shows that 40 is working at about 120 watts. Let's now advance to 20 meters, which is a popular band. So we're gonna take this guy to 20, go to set mode here, take this one to 20, 20, 20, and there's 20 right there. You don't have to follow the receiver along, but you just do it because you do it. Okay, let's listen to 20 now for a second. Okay, here's 20. Can peak it up. Okay, go back to receive mode here. And the transmitter can also tune, so you can go to transmitter here and peak that, and now you can tune 20 with the transmitter also. So that's kind of cool. That's how these work, sleeve together. So I've been tuning around 250 here. I don't hear anybody, so let's try that out. And you can peak this thing for noise. There you go. Now, on 20, we're gonna do the same thing. Gain down, audio down, and we're gonna go to tune mode here. And we're gonna get the set point right. So we're gonna tune mode here. And we're gonna get our set point right. A little more gain here. Look for a rise. There's a rise there. Set point. Okay, let's give it some plate to get a set point. Okay, the plate's dipped, set point. And we don't have much SWR here on 20 at all to worry about, so I'm not gonna really worry about it. Okay, now it's all tuned out. Read mode there, we're putting about 20 watts out. Let's increase our drive here. And let's dip the plate, a little more load. 20 doesn't want load, back off the load. And what do we got here? Got some plate current going on. All right, let's kill it. So let's try it again. 20 meters here, just some tuning. Gonna try and increase the pre-selector, we're good. Let's give it some more gain now and see what we can do here. I'm not getting lots of power out, but that's usually a loading problem, which yes, it is. Okay, there we go. There's over 100 watts on 20 right there. 110 watts, that's enough. All right, so plate current's pretty vicious there. So we've got 20 proved out, about 110 watts on 20. Let's go to 15 meters now. 15, 15, 15, 15, 15, and back to set mode here. And we'll turn the receiver on and peak it for some static. There's some static there. Transmitter, we could do the same thing. Go to transmit mode here. Oh, we are in transmitter here. Peak that for static also, and we're good to go. Okay, set mode, yes. And we're gonna go volume down, and we're gonna go to tune mode here. And look for some gain here. Peak that for some gain. Whoa, too much. Take that down. Okay, and now we're gonna dip the plate to get some power out of this thing. Turn down the gain for a set here, for a set on the SWR. Do a read, we'll dial out the SWR now. I'll dial it out, go back here, and we can now increase our power a bit and see what this thing will do on 15 meters. So now we're gonna go to the tune mode, and we're getting out 20, 30 watts. There, we're dipping a little bit, give it some load. It doesn't want load, there. So on 15, we're getting 100 watts out roughly. Maybe we can give us some more load. Yeah, it'll do 100 watts, and we got some plate current going on, so that's enough. All right, so 15, we got 100 watts out of it. Don't want to really press it anymore. Now, the hardest band to get power out of, as you know, is 10 meters. So let's try that out. 10 meter band, set mode, 10 meter band, 10 meter band, 10 meter band, 10 meter band. 10 meters, I know from experience, hates load, so we're going down to almost no load. The plate is very early in the cycle, so we're gonna go there for plate, just for memory of once before doing this stuff. Okay, now we're gonna go on for some static here and see what we get. Static, a little bit more there. 10 meters is very quiet, so excuse me, it's hard to tune for static. We're on transmitter now. Receiver, transmitter. That gets us close. Okay, as far as the pre-selectors on both. Now, let's do some tuning. So we're gonna go to tune mode here, and the gain's probably fine. Now it's got some power coming out already. Nothing down here yet. So let's tune the plate a bit for some power coming out at the bottom there. Or a dip. I don't see a dip. I don't see any plate. Some down there. Okay, so I was wrong. The plate tunes at the other end. So there, it's tuning up there. I don't think it likes a lot of load. Oh, it does like load. So that's about 100 watts. That doesn't seem right. It's probably a harmonic. Okay, wait a minute. I'm on set mode. That's fine. That's fine. A little more power then. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna do the read. I don't have much plate current, so I don't care. I can waste some time tuning here. Okay, we're tuning 10 for minimalist WR. That's down to 1.2 or something, so that's not so bad. I guess, or not. Okay, that's really good. So let's leave that. Go to power mode now on 10 meters, 200 watt scale. Let's go to tune mode again. We're getting about 10 watts out. I did get some power out of this thing today. Let's see. Let's try and get some more power out. Let's give it some more drive here. And let's do some plate action here. Do some load. Okay, it's coming up. I'm getting about 50 watts out, right? There's 60. Okay, that's probably a good plate load combo right there without cooking the finals. Let's give it one last little blast here of gain and see what it will do. Let it cool down for a minute. And we'll hit it, see what it does. Okay, ready? This will put 100 watts on 10. It's about 90 watts. I bet I can tweak it a bit. Well, that's it, 90 watts. So let's call it good, 10 meters, 90 watts. That's pretty good. 10 meters, 10 meters, so we're all good. All right, well that concludes my test of the stack here. I'll show you guys how it's wired real quick. Some guy was saying I gave him vertigo, so I have to be careful doing this. The poor guy might get vertigo again. There's the wiring back here, slowly. So we have all these plugs going down. We have receiver antenna. We have the mute and the injection line. Those all correspond to plugs on the R4, okay? Which are right here. Injection, mute, speaker, and antenna. Antenna matches up to the antenna on the radio here, which is here. That's antenna, that's mute, and there's the injection. Of course, with the mute, when you hook these up, you want to pull out the little mute jack that might be in there that makes it ground so the radio will work without the transmitter receiver. Okay, that pretty much ends my video on using these two as a pair. I guess I could end it with doing some looking around in the bands here to see what we can find. Let's go back to receiver mode. We're on 10 meters now. Let's see if we can hear anything besides garbage. Nobody there. Somebody there maybe. Oh, it's not so interesting, huh? Oh. I think when I do the multi-mode thing, I want to go to direct here. So let's do that. There we go. Let's go to 15. That's kind of dirty, isn't it? 15 upper sideband.
And ICOM 7300 here, rig. ICOM 7300 driving an 8-com amplifier, the 700 sugar 8-com. About 500 watts to the antenna. So
500 watts.
I don't want you to suffer through listening to me through all that noise. Go ahead.
There we are. It's not so active today, at least not from here. FT8 stuff. A little bit of CW going on. This thing can really notch in CW. Just keep going down in filter bandwidth here. It's a nice CW receiver. That's pretty narrow there, huh? All right, 15 CW. Let's go to 20 meters. It's pretty busy. Kind of dead. Nice audio. All right, and then we'll go to 40. Lots of local stuff around here. People are always yapping around here. Right around there. Of course, there were AM guys on here. Yeah, they might still be there. Right, AM guys. Sometimes you can crank the bandwidth down and receive AM signals better. They're not as high fidelity, but you can hear them that way. Anyway. Looks like all the Southern California people are taking a siesta and they're not on the air. All nets are over and they're just kind of waiting for the evening crew to show up. All right, probably a Kier, perfect CW there, perfect fist. Okay, 80 meters will be dead. Let's try that. I expect to hear nothing on here, but that's how it is. Just nothing. Harmonic probably, or a birdie. All right, so that's about it on the receiver. I don't have a 160 crystal in here, so I can't do that. There's nothing down there, so that's not gonna work. Looks like 20 is the soup du jour band for activity. Guess I can turn this thing off. There we go. Let's try 10 meters one. We'll try them here and see what's going on, if anything. All right, well, that concludes my little demo of the Drake pair here, the T4XC coupled with the R4A and the antenna tuner here. I hope you enjoyed the video and it was helpful to you to relive the past on these, or maybe enjoy them in the future. I may put these on eBay, I'm not sure. I enjoy using them, but I haven't used them in a long time. I hadn't used them in a long time, but I wanted to get a video of these working correctly in case I do want to get rid of them, or in case I want to see when they worked last time. So I'll post this on YouTube. I did buy this thing to run with a 500 watt amplifier. This seems to have some loss to it with the receive a little bit, so not sure about this guy. All right, well, that's my little video. I hope it was helpful. It's a mess in here. I've been fixing radios, gotta get this place cleaned up, and I put those two tempos on eBay, so those will be gone. This Drake TR7 works pretty well, and I cleaned it up real nice. I haven't really used it in a long time. I've never even connected the PS7 to it to see if that works. There's the amplifier I've been working on, the Tentec Hercules 444. I'm waiting for MRF 4/28 for that thing, see if it'll go. That might be a keeper for a while, I don't know. I like fixing things more than using them, really. And then there's the Tentec Omni 6 and power supply. I've been using that with the amplifier down there, testing it. And that's the World War II radio, a BC654A World War II. That's an 80 meter AM CW transmitter. My friend Pete says it's pretty useless because it only has like 15 watts and no one's going to hear it. It receives nice. It hears the AM guys a lot. And over there, I think, is an old, what is that thing? That's a Paragon. That thing receives. I fixed the receive, I fixed the display, but it doesn't transmit. So I got to fix that Paragon. And I think there's a Paragon in a box over here. There's a couple things in boxes I got to figure out. But oh yes, and there's the FT102. You talk about a painful radio. The FT102 has been a pain of a neck because of relays to fix, and the RF preamplifier. I can't make that work to save my life. So part of me is like, it's been nice fixing his radios for 2 years, but part of me is like, get rid of all these and move on. You've lived nostalgia, and another part of me is like, keep them around. It's a typical ham radio scenario. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day.